The English Bulldog is a short-haired, medium-sized dog breed. Such dogs have a very unusual appearance, are very loyal, and do not require special care. Initially, this breed was bred for fighting or for baiting bulls, bears, and badgers. After dog fighting was banned in England in the middle of the 19th century, the breed began to disappear. New standards were presented to bulldogs: friendliness, positive attitude towards other animals, and smaller sizes. The English Bulldog is a dog of small stature, with short hair, strong and massive bones, a large head, and powerful muscular paws. The height at the withers reaches 40 centimeters, weight ranges from 23 to 27 kilograms. The head is broad, the forehead does not protrude. According to the breed standard, the circumference of the head should be equal to the height of the withers. The front part of the muzzle between the cheekbones and the nose is short and flattened. Rounded and wide nostrils should be black in color. Brown or red is not allowed by the standard. Ears set high. The front edges are wrapped in and back, and the inner edges should not cover the inside of the ear. The dog has wide jaws, the lower one protrudes very strongly forward, and the upper one has a smaller size and a slight upward bend. The jaws should be parallel to each other. The upper lip is wide and fleshy, strongly sagging, and covers the jaw from both sides. If you look at the bulldog from the front, the head should be symmetrical, without distortions. The dog has a thick short neck. The bulldog has a very wide and massive chest. The pelvis is narrower than the shoulders. The forelegs are shorter than the hind legs, strong and muscular, and arched. A distinctive feature of the breed is the shape of the back. The ridge rises from the withers to the waist, and then sharply bends towards the tail. The coat of the representatives of the breed is short, without an undercoat, but during molting, it needs to be combed out. Bulldogs can be white, white with red, brindle, or spotted. Breed standards exclude black, gray, and brown coats. About once or twice a week with a brush, you need to remove accumulated hairs and other skin accumulations. You need to bathe your pet every few months. A wet dog is afraid of drafts. In the heat, water procedures are carried out more often, but because of the short legs, bulldogs swim poorly, and in open water the dog needs supervision. Particular attention should be paid to the condition of the skin between the toes and around the tail. These areas need regular cleaning, otherwise, irritation will appear. When eating or drinking, food, dirt, and excess fluid get between the folds of skin on the muzzle. It is necessary to clean the skin on the muzzle every time after feeding. With an incredibly good nature, the bulldog is very stubborn, and you need to show iron patience in order to form the necessary habits in the dog. For this breed, there is no need to learn all the commands, these are enough: drop it, heel, sit, don't, lie down, place, give, and come to me. To achieve good training results, it is important to use stimuli that are important to the dog. It could be praise or food rewards. It is very important from the first days to let the pet understand who is the boss in the house and to teach them to follow the rules and prohibitions. Requirements must be consistent and logical. From the first days, the dog is accustomed to the tray, it is forbidden to take food from the table, gnaw on furniture and shoes, jump on the owner during the game, or bite. Bulldogs should not be limited in space or freedom of movement, otherwise, the dog will no longer trust the owner. English Bulldog breed pros. Positive character traits. For 150 years, breeders have bred an absolutely friendly and calm breed of dog. These are loyal and loving animals that love to lie down, endure the pranks of children with unlimited patience, and are easy to train. Do not expect perfect obedience from a bulldog. This is a stubborn and vengeful dog, but it is quite possible to agree with it. Owner protection. You can't call a bulldog a good watchman, but barking at a stranger in an apartment is quite possible. Before rushing to the defense of the owner, the dog usually analyzes the situation for some time, but devotion will not allow it to remain on the side. Bulldog is unpretentious to the conditions of detention. Such a pet will feel good in a small apartment, he needs very little space, and goodwill and short hair only add to his attractiveness. This is an ideal medium-sized dog that barks very rarely, which is especially valuable for residents of apartment buildings. Friendly attitude towards animals in the house. If there are other animals in the house, the bulldog will not create conflicts, but will always strive for leadership. Unlimited patience and love for children. Bulldogs lead an inactive lifestyle, 15 minutes a day is enough for him to walk. At the same time, the dog is very playful, loves children, allowing them a lot, and when his patience runs out, the pet gets up and hides in a secluded corner. Unpretentiousness in food. Representatives of this breed always have a good appetite. If you take into account the tendency to allergies and make the right diet, then the owners will not have problems with feeding. The main rule in this situation is not to feed from the table and refuse to experiment in the field of nutrition. Accuracy. Some owners complain of increased salivation or reluctance to go to the tray. It directly depends on the upbringing and character of a particular individual. Most representatives are clean and do not have profuse salivation. Good health. Taking care of your pet's health should be taken from the first days of life. A properly raised dog is not prone to disease. A balanced diet, vaccination schedule, skin care, and optimal temperature conditions are all necessary conditions for a dog's health. English Bulldog breed cons. Tendency to colds and other diseases. The structure of the skull of the English Bulldog has a strong influence on the way of breathing. Very often, dogs have difficulty breathing through their nose or can only breathe through their mouth, which leads to respiratory problems and flatulence. Dogs often snore. Representatives of this breed suffer from diseases of the genitourinary system more than others. Most often it is candidiasis and prostatitis. Very often, bulldogs have inflammation of the third eyelid, which is not treated but is removed surgically. Poor thermoregulation. As you know, the skin of dogs does not have sweat glands, and cooling occurs with the help of a protruding tongue. It is this breed that cannot easily regulate body temperature due to its physiology. If the pet is not monitored, then in extreme heat it can die from overheating. Frequent cases of allergies. A tendency to allergies does not always allow you to cook homemade food for your pet. Very often you have to feed the bulldog hypoallergenic food. In this case, access to clean water should be around the clock. Difficulties with the reproductive system. Puppies in this breed are born by cesarean section since a small pelvis does not represent the possibility of natural birth. If there are no plans for offspring, the girl needs to be sterilized. Short lifespan. The life expectancy of a bulldog should be 10 to 12 years, but in fact, very rarely these dogs overcome the 8-year milestone. The causes of death are cardiovascular and oncological diseases. The musculoskeletal system is also susceptible to disease, which leads to lameness or immobilization. An acute need for communication. This dog is in dire need of regular communication and manifestations of love from his owner. Otherwise, the pet may mentally degrade, and depression or other nervous illness is possible. When purchasing a puppy, you need to be sure that there will always be time for the animal. Points to consider when buying an English Bulldog. English Bulldogs are intelligent and quick-witted but require constant development of their abilities. This is a stubborn, phlegmatic dog that needs attention, patience, and perseverance from the owner. You can't let your pet manipulate you, you need to regularly insist on who is in charge. If your pet is prone to allergies, you need to carefully monitor the diet and do not indulge in pieces from the table. The development of an allergic reaction can lead to a rash, hair loss, or weeping eczema. The dog has stamina problems and should not be allowed to run for a long time in hot and cold weather. Since the breed is very popular, many breeders have offspring without taking into account the nature of the dogs. The result is an increase in aggressive representatives of the breed. Before you buy a dog, you need to make sure the breeder is reliable. It should be remembered that this description applies to the entire breed, but each of its representatives has unique personal characteristics and other parameters. Are you thinking about getting an English Bulldog? Let us know what you decide in the comments below. And if you know someone who's thinking about getting an English Bulldog, please share this with them. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Otherwise, have a great day. Thanks for watching.